Look, I'm happy to admit, I don't understand what makes American football so exciting for people. I just don't get it. Let's have a look at Jimmy Rees and see what his take is.
The Super Bowl, sir.
Make muscly men play a game of American football.
Okay, and what's that?
Don't really have time, Jason.
Okay, sir, but I don't really know anything about American football.
Not many people do, Jason.
They say about muscly men, okay, so he says that. However, it's almost one of the only sports where you can have really muscly men and really, really fat men playing in the same sport for the same team. It's mind-boggling.
Okay.
Make the men athletic and muscly.
Sure.
And they crash into each other.
Wow.
Limbs go flying everywhere.
Wow, sounds brutal.
Give them helmets.
Okay, helmets.
And body armour.
Sound like gladiators, sir.
And tights.
Sorry?
Really tight tights.
Okay, so the game is physical.
Yes, Jake.
Why do they wear the tightest of tights? You know, they look all... Actually, no, I'm going to give the other example. You got this really big fat bloke, all right? And you've got him then wearing the tightest of tight tights. Literally, it leaves nothing to the imagination. Why? Why? You know, granted, you see, for example, in rugby and in AFL, they have really short shorts, which sometimes look a little bit funny, especially in AFL when you watch that for the first time. But surely that's more practical. I don't know. Maybe tights is the way to go. Maybe rugby players and AFL players should be wearing tights instead. I don't know. You let me know.
Jason, and in the middle of the big, brutal gladiator game, there's a musical.
A what?
A musical. And the people in the musical wear tights too.
Right, so everyone wears tights.
Yeah, and people drink beer.
Yep.
And eat hot dogs and chips.
Right.
And go crazy.
Crazy.
And they place bets.
Okay, slow down.
More beer.
Yes.
And then...
Watch the musical.
Can I just say, I think the musical, having a musical sums up American football. It sums it up in the fact that actually, in a real proper sport, I'm saying that, in a real proper sport, you can't have a half time that's that long, because players, they were already warm, and if they don't then carry on playing, they'll cool down. They'll have time to cool down. They'll get injured. It's not great for physical sports. However, this sums up American football, okay? Because they do very little for a long period of time. You know, they have literally a whole team comes off and a whole new team comes on in a defensive or attacking play. And in about, 8 hours worth of the Super Bowl, they probably play about 10 minutes, don't they? So having a musical in between, it doesn't matter too much, because they do very little endurance sort of activity, do they? Unlike other sports, other real sports. I really hope I'm upsetting some people.
Right.
No, Jason! Well, yes, they watch the musical, but then they watch ads.
Sorry, what?
Ads.
Ads, like get up, it's perfect time to go to the toilet ads.
No, Jason! Watch the ads.
Funny, sir.
Jason. I hope you're laughing at the sheer amount of time and effort and money the people who make the ads put into it. Because people sit down and they watch all the ads, Jason.
Okay, so if people are watching the game and then they watch the musical and they have to watch the ads, then when do you go to the toilet?
Never.
It is strange, isn't it? I tried watching the Super Bowl last year, and I think I made it 30 minutes in, and I'm bored. I was so bored, so I turned it off. But it is amazing, because there is such a huge audience. You know, I'm not doubting that, and there is such a huge audience that watches the Super Bowl from around the world. So these adverts, I think everyone knows that these adverts, they pay a hell of a lot of money to get on TV, but they do make the adverts pretty epic, don't they? And they know they've got a captivated audience. But if you watch the Super Bowl, can you remember the adverts from the previous years? Yeah, once again, you tell me. I don't watch the Super Bowl. It's rubbish.
Right, so can you just please give me a rundown of the game?
Two teams try to score as many points by throwing or running the ball, advancing it down the field, and eventually scoring a touchdown.
Okay, so throwing. There's lots of throwing?
Yeah.
And running with the ball?
Yeah.
Is there kicking?
Not really.
So what's it called?
Football.
So there is kicking?
Yes, but also no.
What?
One guy comes on the field
Why is it called
occasionally
football?
and does a little kick.
One guy.
Yeah, one guy.
So this doesn't make sense. Shouldn't it be called throw ball?
Why, Jason?
Well, there's already a game called football with 11 players and only one guy on the field can actually pick the ball up and throw it. Everyone else has to kick it. They're not allowed to do anything but kick it, and that's called football.
See, this is the thing, and I understand that American football was in the United States before football came along, soccer for some people, and so they couldn't necessarily you can't necessarily call football because you already had American football. I get that, but why was American football called American football in the first place, or football in the first place, when as Jimmy has clearly stated, they do not use their feet, bar maybe one person. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure there's a logical reason, but there probably isn't.
So?
Well, this is the complete opposite of that, with only one guy kicking it, so shouldn't it be called throw ball?
No, Jason!
Okay, so a player's caught the ball in the...
End zone.
Why is it called that?
What are you, stupid, Jason? It's at the end and it's a zone.
Okay, and then what do they do?
Score a touchdown.
Oh, okay, so they touch
But they
it down
don't
on the
touch it
ground.
No,
down.
Jason.
What?
What are you, an idiot? This isn't rugby. You just hold it up in the air in the end zone.
So why is it called...
Shut up, Jason!
Okay, and who plays in the game?
Teams from America.
Right.
And only America.
Team who wins will be...
World champions.
Sorry, what?
You heard me, Jason.
How many players on the field?
11.
Like other football, and just a few on the bench?
No, Jason. 35 on the bench.
I didn't realise it was that
What?
many.
Gotta go, Jason.
No, what?
35. I didn't actually realise. I thought there was about double the amounts and maybe a few extra. 35 on the bench. This sums the game up, doesn't it? And I'm going to call it a game because it's not sport. This is stupid. It is bloody stupid. No wonder why hardly anyone plays. No wonder why they can have a musical in between, because no one does any actual running. For a long 10 seconds of running, that's it. American football is basically a game of set pieces. That's all it is. Set pieces after set pieces.
What? This doesn't...
Oh, just thought of something. When the referee sees something a little bit fishy, they throw a little towel onto the field.
Pardon?
Gotta go.
Okay,
It's like throwing in the towel in boxing, isn't
okay,
it?
bye. Can't wait to see the musical.
It almost makes me a little bit angry. It almost makes me look... And no, it does make me angry that so many people would happily watch this garbage. And I even used an American term, because I don't call it garbage. This rubbish. That's what it is. I don't even know why I said the word garbage. That's how angry I am. I'm using words I wouldn't ever use. Why is it so wonderful? How can people sit there for so long and nothing even happening? Now, I love rugby, all right? I love rugby union. And even I get annoyed when it takes so long for a scrum to actually work. Imagine if it's bloody Yankee football. It's Yankee rugby more, though, isn't it? Anyway, imagine sitting there and nothing happens. The best bit about the Super Bowl has got to be the old musical in the middle and the adverts. That's why everyone loves them. That's why everyone still watches them, because it's exciting. They could have plenty of time to go for a wee during the game because nothing happens. I don't get it. If you're with me on this one, guys, and you don't get it either, make sure you tell me in the comments. Help me out here. Support the cause for American football is rubbish. I'll catch you next time.